coming up on the podcast. Yeah, if you want to know what's on the calendar, just, check major, holidays, celebrations of many kinds. And there's a good chance there might be something there. We're not saying anything, but, use the noggin.
Are we gonna be seeing some more snippets of gameplay apart from just the ones that we actually still have from the content creator side of things for the press kit?
So, here's the thing. Trust me, the second that something is ready and is okayed, it is going up, baby!
Just don't misspell anything this time.
Oh, shut
no.
up! Hey everybody, welcome to the show. We've had our wonderful community managers with us for a hot minute now, and we know their thoughts on the job that they've done and their experience so far. If you listen to the Community Manager cast, plug, you will know just what the sentiment is over there. But I figured there's two sides to every community. There's us trying to build something, and then there's, of course, the community. And I really wanted to get some of our best people onto the show so they can share their thoughts and experiences of what the past couple of months have been like from their perspective. So with me on the show, from our side, there's me. There's Katrine. Say hi, Katrine.
Hi, Catherine.
Wow, dork. From the community side, we have, like I said, some of our best people. We have Felp and we have Duck. Say hi, guys.
What's up?
Hello.
Duck, who has been dragged out of a restful slumber at 9 a.m., which I really appreciate, by the way. So, the idea behind the show is to sort of, like I said, get you guys' perspective on how things are going. So, let's just start with how the past couple of months have been like for you two. How this community sentiment has shifted now that the community managers have been firmly on board for a couple of months. Felp, let's start with you. What's your perspective on all this?
Well, before they came on, we were still fairly small. We started growing, and we were feeling some growing pains. We were really feeling it was about time to get some people in here that could really help out to bridge the gap between the community when it comes to getting information back and forth. We were really just looking for a bridge, a solid bridge, official bridge, people dedicated to us, the community, to be able to just pass information along and really help out with just communication, really. That's the main thing that we've been worrying about, and that's been the main thing that they've at least I feel that they've succeeded in once they've come on. So information has been a lot better back and forth, and just getting community ideas and reading the chats as they go on, and just shoveling all that community sentiment and information over it's been much easier now.
I too remember the dark ages before systems were in place, before some standardized content was given to you guys, and yeah, I even with my sort of diminished role in the community, I really wanted the community managers to take the spotlight on that one. It's very noticeable how clearer things are to navigate, so that's awesome. Duck, what's your perspective?
Honestly, similar to Felp in the sense of I'm just really appreciative that they showed up, because at one point it was primarily not just the mods, but a lot of the time the mods had to go through and check everything just to make sure we were getting everything correct, I should say. And then we had to convey it to Izzy, and it was just a whole process. So it's easier when it's just the two of them, and we can convey back and forth like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I kind of want to get Katrine in on this whole thing. Like, I know we've spoken about this in varying degrees, but I don't think we've actually covered how easy it was to sort of integrate the plans that you and Thor have for the community. Katrine, can you go a bit into that?
I mean, when Thor and I started, there weren't any department called, community management. So we had to build up everything from scratch. We had heard, how things had been going on from time to time, but like an actual physical department, there weren't anything right there. So we have, taking all of our experience from past work jobs and past, volunteer jobs and seeing, okay, how can we convey, some type of management in here? How can we, build the proper bridge between the community and our volunteer staff and, our own company in the best possible manner. So there's a lot of trial and errors, and, we all learn and grow and getting feedback all around. So how we can improve things. And that's where, our wonderful moderators are helping us, how we can, give them the information they're looking for even, faster, and how we can convey it to BBS even better. So it's been a trial, but we are getting right on point with things and getting better systems as we go. So it's been great fun. A little frustrating in the beginning because, starting from nothing, what do we do? How do we make sure we get all the requests in from the moderators? So, none of you guys are feeling stressed about something, you're doing, because, if you guys weren't here, none of this would be able to work. You guys are the eyes and the ears for Thor and I. You guys see what's going on in the community, and you guys see, okay, this is not working. You tell us, and then we can find a way to improve it. So all the props for you guys.
This might feel like a hard-hitting journalism question, but was there any friction in the process of, setting all of this up? Any roadblocks that you faced from just trying to explain how things are going to run from now on? Just any butting of heads, really?
No, I mean, trying to gather, like, okay, what was said before we joined? We had to gather all the informations. So, just finding all the loops and small pockets here and there and everywhere to get all the information. That was just something we were spending a little bit of time getting used to. But also, it's not a big head bob because, we are in a modern age, and, people are working remotely, but Thor and I don't share the same office. So, it's been fun sometimes, where we have to communicate online and trying to get to each other, or someone's in a meeting, we have to wait till the person's out of the meeting and stuff like that. But, we have been doing great. It was a little fun getting used to it at the beginning. And, we've been visiting each other's offices and, been working here and there, but so far we haven't had any big roadblocks, just, small minor inconveniences. But, we're adaptable, we're flexible. We can do these things. So no big, alarming factor or anything like that.
That's what I wanted to hear. Breaking down barriers. Woo!
Yeah.
What was the community's perspective on all this? Like the community at large? Question to the mods, naturally. How were they receptive to this change? Were they, what do they think of things changing, and how do they react to it?
From what I'd seen, there never seemed to be really any type of pushback whatsoever. Because mainly when they showed up, things did get a lot easier. There was more content showing up because they were actually the ones dedicated to doing that job. So, yeah, a lot of times the community was very well receptive to it. Although there were certain situations, like when it came to the Animus Cups and stuff, where people did get iffy, but yeah, that was about it, really.
It has been mostly smooth sailing as far as I can see. Felp, anything to add?
Yeah, this is pretty much sums it up. But it was very clear that the community managers did show up and they did do their job, because we as moderators were able to rely a lot more on them and have them pretty much take over as the escape card, the get out of jail free card, essentially. Because who better to put forward to answer, the big questions than actual employees, right?
Oh, definitely. Which is, yeah, which in of itself is just, I'm amazed at how well we can take the information that we're given and navigate the minefield that is all of the factors that we need to consider. And this is just pure praise at this point, but I just want to reiterate how awesome it is that you, Katrine and Thor, can just take all this mountain of information coming at you guys and make it into something palatable to the community, which seems to land consistently with, praise for the most part. That's awesome to hear. So, we, in the spirit of openness, have gathered some of the most sort of frequently asked questions from the community side, thanks to our wonderful mods. And I wanted to do a little impromptu Q&A that's essentially directed at me and Katrine to answer some of those and shed some light on, some thingies, and then we can get roasted by the mods for not answering correctly.
But don't you worry.
So, let me just do my hosting duties and ask the question. So, Katrine, we've had a lot of events on the Discord and on various social media, which, peeling the curtain back a little, is mostly Katrine's doing, because her mind is just bottomless and full of ideas. So we had things like the Christmas event, the Valentine's Day events. What events are planned for the future?
Yeah, so the funny thing about these events are, all of the events I had were planned for Discord, where we could have long installations and people could, where we dedicated a channel where people could post, their entries in there. But, we had at that time when we came up with this, and I suggested it, we had Cannabis Cup, so it would be two events competing against each other. And overall, we do want the nations, to get together and battle each other and show, that glorious, nation battle and honor. So we thought, okay, we're going to have to revamp all these ideas. So we took them to Twitter. So there was like a little adjustment getting used to in terms of like citing things down to information and, having it go past different people and making sure, things are up and good and, getting the arcs and graphics and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been great fun. We have 5 events planned, like that's approved and they are in the meeting working. And we have a bunch more events planned. But, in terms of, as we are growing in the company, there's a lot of more roles and everyone has to figure out, okay, what are my roles in this? What are your roles in this? And how can we do things, in the best possible manner? So I know I'm not saying much, but just say, I have events alongside, with Konstantin's help. We have events planned for like every day of the month. Well, not every day of the month. That's a bit of a thing. But like we have an event planned for every month. So, it's just about, figuring, okay, how can we plan this properly? How can we put the dates to it and stuff like that? So there's at the moment, it's maybe going a little slow, but we are constantly working, getting things up and running for everyone. And as soon as we have an event planned, we will post it, on our Discord calendar so people can, see it and they will get a notification whenever something's happening. It's something we're doing, with the podcasts and with the VIP Wednesdays. And, if we have any guides planned or anything other, just shamelessly prodding here as well for the calendar. But just so everyone know, you can go up there and, figure out and see all the events we have or anything else we have planned in the future. We go about a month ahead, try to. So yeah, fun events, some winter, some summer inspired, some with pets. I'm not saying anything, but
yeah, if you want to know what's on the calendar, just check major, I don't know, holidays, celebrations of many kinds, and there's a good chance there might be stuff there. We're not saying anything, but use the noggin. In the spirit of cooperation on this podcast, Felp, would you like to ask the next hard-hitting journalistic question so I can rattle off my incredibly well-prepared response?
Oh boy. All right. So, we've been getting consistent snippets of game assets and design sheets and concept art and even animations when it comes to the Work in Progress Wednesday. And, are we going to be seeing some more snippets of gameplay apart from just the ones that we actually still have from the content creator side of things for the press kit?
So
Yeah.
I would like to. You can also take this, Katrin, but I had a spiel prepared, so feel free to jump in and roast me at any time. But
I mean, now you said I could, so I'm gonna do it.
so here's the thing. This is a very, very expensive process, right? The short answer to this is that we are building up to it. We internally have access to constantly shifting builds of the game. And since we did an engine change and we hired a bunch of new artists, things have been progressing very well, knock on wood. But even still, the game is still in a very, early stage where things are constantly changing, right? So with that in mind, it is kind of difficult to say when we would be ready to post some actual gameplay, since the look of the game is ever evolving. The gameplay systems, while we have an idea of what they want to look like, and we've mentioned as such in the FAQ, they are also constantly changing, at least visually, right? And the trick here is we're trying to walk a line between what looks visually cool, but we also want to be posting something that won't age horribly, especially considering the rapid changes going on. With that said, we, like I said, do have access to internal builds of the game. And from what I've personally seen, that stuff is looking oh so great. But those internal builds are of things that need to be locked in before we can actually proceed with putting anything out there, which I hope is vague enough for people who can put the dots together to sort of build a picture. So with that said, there are plans in motion for something soon-ish. So keep an ear out.
In the upcoming future, yeah, stay tuned. And, like Svetlin said, we are getting new artists. We are getting like extra hands that can help us. So, we aren't going to ditch the idea of concept art. Because like I said, concept art are the ideas that helps us get, the physical elements. So, we need to have the idea down before we can continue to actually build and progress a thing. So, we also want to show you, the amazing work they provide for the entire world. And, Game Master Thor, he is out and about, and he is making sure to provide you the most, epic content that we have available, and we'll show you guys, and like Svetlin said, if we show you something that's outdated, there may, maybe something that someone that doesn't like it or say, okay, but it doesn't look like this one. Yeah, but, we updated it since, this past one. But, it's constantly evolving. And we're getting more and more things. And, we have so many goodies planned for you this year and the upcoming years. And it's only going to get wilder as long as we go in the process and we have more people on the team and we grow and we build and work.
Sufficient?
Well. You see, I'm really excited for the game as well, and I'm a bit of the impatient type. Wouldn't it also be fun to maybe just share as you go along, chugging, if stuff changes, then maybe share the changes? Because you guys have been very good with this transparency. You've been really trying to hold to that.
Well, I can definitely see your point. Personally, I do like following along things as they develop. The issue now is an issue mostly of manpower. We would like to, we've discussed this internally. Again, this is peeling the curtain back a bit, but we have discussed hosting our streams again, hosting dev streams, things of that nature. And while we are growing, the positions that are being filled are critical. And the people who are filling them need to get their butt in gear and work on the game, which doesn't really allow for much time for actual streaming and creation of content. That's why I'm pushing really hard to get some really cool people on the podcast, but it's mostly a matter of scheduling at this point. And there's the other side of the equation, which is the actual content creation itself. We are getting people on that front as well, and we are setting up new visuals for everything that we have on sort of the outward facing side of the game, but that also takes time. So I envision that what you want to happen for now is difficult to arrange, but as we keep growing and we get more people in spots where we can host things like more consistent live streams, more produced content on YouTube, things of that nature, that process is going to pick up pace and become more transparent.
100%.
All right. It sounds like you're definitely working towards the end game, if I say so.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
we want to provide you guys quality as well, That's what we strive for.
Yeah, and I'm incredibly prone to bouts of perfectionism. And trust me, I have been reined in and told, no, this must go out. You cannot keep fiddling with it. And that is something that I've definitely struggled with in the past couple of years in, getting things ready for Ember Sword. But yeah, I'm comfortable with posting things now. So trust me, the second that something is ready and is okayed, it is going up, baby.
Just don't misspell anything this time.
Oh, shut
no.
up. Look, my illiterate ass does his best work at 6:37 p.m. right before I jump into gaming with the boys. You cannot expect my brain to remember how to spell one of the four nations. I am so mortified that happened. And this is definitely staying in the podcast, so I'm too terrified to misspell anything ever again.
It's just gonna haunt you forever. In your sleep, you're gonna wake up. It is so.
It already does! For months!
Oh, you poor man.
To be fair, you probably could save the word into Grammarly. Probably help.
I could, but that would mean spelling the word Grammarly into my browser well enough for me to actually find it.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you did tell me before the podcast that you were using Duolingo. Maybe Duolingo should help you.
Oh man.
I think that's a problem. I have too many languages in my head. I'm getting my wires mixed. Although, to be fair, Duolingo now has, my phone finally knows German, so I don't need to spell out the words even, which is great.
Ah, yes. Modern solutions.
The great equalizer. Autocorrect. Oh, Jesus. Okay. I almost fell out of my chair somehow. Okay, so...
No.
We're flying by the seat of our pants here, people. Moving Duck, would you like to take the next question and throw it at us at lightning speed?
Yeah, okay, so on the note of development in general, so understandably so, you guys have been focusing on the crypto aspect currently. When it comes to that, it seems like that's been the primary focus lately. Mm-hmm. So what steps are you guys taking, if you are taking any at the moment, to make it do the whole game first thing? To actually make a decent game that pairs well with crypto as opposed to just a game that relies on crypto, like a lot of the other games lately.
Katrine, would you like to start off this one?
We do want to balance both our crypto community and our gaming community. And, we do want to make it clear for everyone, we are building, a game where you have the possibility to buy land, but it's not, the main objective of this game. It is free to play. You don't have to buy things to enjoy the game and hang out and have fun and, run around in dungeons. We are moving, over with the overall vision is to, keep these communities, those sub-communities together and make sure everyone, can still hang around and play. So we want to time in, Svetlin.
I do, actually. The ethos hasn't changed. This is sort of building onto the previous question about gameplay. So the reason that the crypto stuff has been more prevalent as of late is because that is something that is more easily shared than the actual internal gameplay things that are developing. Rest assured, I want to put all worries to bed. We are firmly game first. We want to make
100%.
we want to make the best game we possibly can, and we are constantly just going over our internal design documents and systems. Like, we are very much focused on this. And we've said in the past that the blockchain aspects of Ember Sword are on top of the systems that built the game, right? We are not trying to make a traditional crypto game, which most of them don't really have that engaging of a gameplay loop.
Shots
They're more.
fired.
I mean, I'm from what I've seen, right? This is my understanding, but the most of the game in the space are trying to be crypto first, to varying degrees of success. Where we're trying to be different is the gameplay first mentality, right? And that's why we are heavily focusing on the gameplay part. It's just that the gameplay part is something that we're building from scratch, whereas the crypto elements, we're getting help from externally. And with the external help, of course, comes great partners, which then we announce to the world. It's just the way communication works, and partnerships. So yeah, that's kind of the long-winded way of saying the gameplay is and the game are still the foundation of Ember Sword. It's just that the blockchain elements are a top and part of the package, and our aim is to enhance the overall thing with that, but it is by no means the central focus.
It's not meant to be that, especially, that's why we have all the collectibles. They don't give you like epic stats, or, if you have this mount, you can, do X amount of damage. Like it's things you can show around and have, but it's not gonna like benefit you other than like social and personal benefits. Other than that, that's why we don't, stay away from that entire like pay to win aspect.
And it's in part because the founding team and a lot of the people who have come in to help with those elements are very passionate about using the crypto element to, and this is gonna sound so cheesy, to give something back to the players, especially since there's an article floating up on a Medium somewhere where it describes the experiences of some of our founders in trying to trade things in WoW. And that ended horribly for them most of the time, like tens of thousands of dollars lost to a trade that either got yoinked from somebody and never came through, or Blizzard shutting it down because they're not open to the idea of, the players actually benefiting from all the hours they dump into the game, which is now turning into a weird sales pitch. But you get my point. We are trying to, one, build a fantastic game, and two, give the players a fantastic incentive to engage with the blockchain elements of the whole experience.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you guys are still on track. You're just keep chugging along, and I think you'll come out with something great on the other side.
Oh hell yeah. Trust me, we are, the sweat of our brow is firmly like watering this whole process. We haven't reached, what is the expression, blood, sweat, and tears? We're at the sweat part. Tears, we're holding back, and we haven't actually managed to bleed atop the process yet, but oh boy, are we getting there.
We're getting there. Like.
I for sure think you guys have bled a few times.
That's on me. That's in my off time. I may or may not have almost decapitated myself with the chip a couple of times.
Man, the amount of times the community has gotten at you guys, I swear you've had to have bled.
Oh,
I have witnessed Katrine bleeding internally profusely during one of our streams.
Oh man. It's the marbles, the stress. Oh man. We were sitting two moderators with over like 600 people, and it was just going super fast. And my mind was just like, okay, I can do this. And then poof, things just exploded. And I was just sitting there like, okay, I can do this. Okay, let's go.
We appreciate you so much. My perspective was the Minecraft one, and you
appreciate Franken as well. Like, yeah. Dang, he was there as well.
You burning holes through every person that dared approach you during the Minecraft stream is forever etched into my mind. That was a sight to behold. Right.
Oh so, boy.
it was a whole thing.
Yes, it was.
And hey, I'm going to Denmark towards the end of March in the year of our Lord 2022. So
yes, look
for hashtag content around then, everybody. So
wink, wink, nudge, nudge. If
the car makes it, let's hope the car makes it. Nobody
Else
wants to
you
run my
have to
car.
run
Shut
up
up.
here.
So I was just, what?
Else you just have to run up here. Like, you can do that. That's fine. Just a few kilometers. It's fine.
The most I've ever run is 10K, and it was impromptu, and my legs fell apart. Literally.
Oh, no.
The bottom of my sole just sort of slid off, like the skin. This is gross. But like
Oh, no.
it was the stupidest thing, because the run ended. I say bye to my friend who I was running with, and then I immediately went to the pedicure place next to my house and went, help, I need an appointment. I'm falling apart.
Oh, no, poor friend.
Get good socks.
Well,
Good socks are very
Sweatland,
important.
You
It'd
have
be like
such interesting stories.
it's, you get a piecemeal. Like I said, this is building up to some sort of strange monstrosity lore entry on me. Elden Ring just came out,
Well-
so somebody needs to make a lore video on me at some point.
We're going to make like a compilation video of everything you have said. We're picking things out from the podcast, picking things out for the streams and stuff like that. Oh, man, it's going to be a blast.
Yeah, I mean, we have so many lore tidbits of you now that someone's gonna write a fan fiction at some point.
Oh, nice. Subtle. Apropos, take it away, Felp.
Yes. On the topic of fan fictions, we got a new fan fiction channel,
Hey,
and that thing is really darn cool. And I mean, was that intended for Sam to see and possibly use ideas from the community, with the consent, of course?
yeah. So overall, we really, really want, to have Sam's epic lore out there. And we see, people asking about the lore, and we've had, people making their own fan fictions. And we just thought, if these are so good, we want people to be able to display these. But how do we do that? Because, if they are just in a channel and people are asking questions, they're just going to get drowned out. And we thought that was sad. So we were playing around with the idea of, having a possible medium publication where people could publish, their fan fictions out there, and Sam could read them, because Sam, he is in the lore channel and he is in the fan fiction channel. See, he's reading the things, and like I said, he's super happy that you guys are getting so inspired by his lore and the things he imagined and created. We wanted to create, this medium publication where people could post it in there, but we also wanted it to stay on Discord for the time being. So we did give Sam the lore poet channel, so he can go in there and read, and he's also the one reading the fan fictions that have been sent to him, if anyone wants to get the Denabus Minster role. So I know that Sam is for sure getting inspired by all the writing. If he's personally using them, I can't say for sure because I'm not in his department, but he is reading whatever you guys are doing. He's reading every fan fiction, and he is sitting there and watching over it. And he's telling us, like I said, behind the scene, this is so good. I'm so glad this is happening. And people, posting things in there, and he can't wait to see what's happening in the future.
I don't know, man. Duck is relatively close to where Sam is, so like if we DDoS him, it's a hop and a skip over there to see how much he's reading.
Hold on, what?
Yeah, I believe he's
Wait, Sam's in the U.S.?
yeah, Mr. Hollywood.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, I mean he's said it repeatedly. He's, I believe, in the New York area somewhere.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like
I thought
said,
every single one of you were all like in Sweden and Denmark, scattered around there.
We
Eastern
have
Europe,
BTS
baby.
friends all over.
Oh yeah, true multinational. Just to add a bit on top of what Katrine said, Sam is definitely in there, and we are definitely looking into getting that more exposure to those channels. So kudos for giving us that question. Thanks, guys. But Sam is also super busy, especially in the past couple of months with a whole bunch of things that now that I think about it, can't really say on the podcast. There's been some things in his personal life that he's had to take care of, and professional engagements being what they are. So that is peeling again the curtain back a bit. That is why there hasn't been a new lorecast in a hot minute. But Sam is now back on the saddle, as it were, back more firmly available. There we go. Wow, that was a sentence and a half. To us at Ember Sword. So if Sam acquiesces in the future, I would very much like to have him do another lorecast and give his opinion on some fan theories in the lore channels, some, fan fiction things of that nature. And as everybody knows, fan fictions are very near and dear to my heart. So it's awesome to see those popping off.
Oh man, Svetlin, you should have, a role and go in there and write your own fan fiction.
I only consume. I am too stupid to write. I have long since come to that conclusion. So I will. Oh man, this got me flustered. I don't know why. This is hitting.
If you did, it would just be about gains.
Svet, you're not wrong.
How about this? How about the next big lore short story? You go ahead and read that out loud instead of Thor.
Yeah, you're gonna be like the immersive narrator.
Oh my god. I don't want to take this away from Thor, dude. He loves doing those so much.
What about if you guys collab, That would be fun.
That would be so cool.
You can do your really poor imitation of that one character you did when you played D&D.
Excuse you? How dare you?
Hey, you were the one who said it was poor, okay? Not my words.
Do you have to be more specific? Because there have been many poor imitations in my D&D career.
When you went in Denmark and played D&D.
Oh, my Al Pacino thing. Holy shit, dude. Oh my god. Oh god, I don't think Duck knows about this, but we played D&D in the one of the Danish offices. It's surreal that we have more than one Danish office, by the way. That's nuts. Go community. So
it's like a small country, even.
Yeah. A lot of the people were complete noobs in that regard in D&D. And Thor, who's been DMing for like 20 years, is known on the D&D cast. The man wanted a wingman and enter me with now 10 years of D&D experience to do something. And god damn it. My idea was to bring a half-orc half-orc bard to the table and have him have this like smooth, just really jazzy like voice. And the session starts. Everybody, like I said, no idea what they're doing, but they like got into the groove really quickly because classic D&D scenario. My character's at the bar at the tavern, and he's like strumming the mandolin or whatever the hell he's playing. And Thor just asks me, okay, go ahead and tell us what you're doing. And just like from the depths of my soul, the most intense Al Pacino impression I could muster bursts from my mouth. And that happened for 6 goddamn hours.
Oh, Lord.
You dragged it on for 6 hours?
We played from 2 in the afternoon to like 8. And oh god, if you haven't tried doing Al Pacino as he was in Heat and then Scent of a Woman and things of that nature, the whole hooah, just pure loudness, that is murder on the vocal cords. But everybody was so into it, and now they've been playing like every week. And I would like to take some credit for that, but god damn, that was very intense. Even thinking about it made me parched. Yeah, a thing.
But now the question is, on the topic of fanfiction and lore, when will we see the D&D version of Ember Sword lore?
We are working on it.
Yeah. Thor, he is for sure sitting and growing on it. But yeah, like I said, we have a lot of tasks. So, if you guys feel things are going slow somewhere, it's because, like I said, we are working as fast as we can. Like, we are close to bleeding, like Svetlin said.
Close.
So he really, really wants to do that. We are multiple of us who wants to do this. It's just, sitting down and prioritizing, the tasks and work we have ahead of us, because, what do we want first? Do we want, something like this, or do we want something like that, So it is in the making, slowly but steady, but, all good comes to those who wait. So, just stay tuned.
That is a pretty decent thing to end on. Namely that just because we haven't revealed something massive quite yet doesn't mean we are not working on something massive right now. So that's the note to end on. Just this mysterious tease of nebulous, awesome things in the future, as per usual. But yeah, that's been the cast. I would like to thank everybody for participating. Thank you, Katrine, for taking time out of your insane schedule to sit down. Thank you, Duck, for waking up at an insane hour to be part of this madness and laugh at how frequently I injure myself in physical endeavors.
Should have yawned in the middle.
And thank you, Felp, for being a pal and lending your voice and your sharp as heck mind to grill us and various things that we are probably allowed to talk about. So
Anytime, man. Anytime.
and you know it. So thank you everybody for listening. Thank you guys for participating, and we're gonna catch you next time. Goodbye, everybody.
Hey you made it to the end. Congratulations! That must mean you like us enough to want more, right? Well, good news! We're all over the internet. Go to embersword.com and subscribe to our newsletter for a chance to play the game early, as well as the latest interesting tidbits on the game and the team. Join our lovely Discord community over at discord.gg/embersword. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at PlayEmberSword for regular updates on what we're up to. And remember the basics. Drink water, be kind to each other, and spread the word about Ember Sword.